What's going on, Spittin Chiclets fans? Biz here, and thanks for tuning in to another interview as part of the ECHL Player Relief Fund interview series. And this one is brought to you by our good friends at Budweiser Canada. That's right, Budweiser Canada knows we're all part of one team fighting the same opponent right now. And they have stepped up to donate $10,000 to the ECHL Player Relief Fund. So keep drinking Budweiser responsibly and supporting restaurants, bars, and liquor stores who carry out through takeout and delivery options. We know times are not easy right now, so we're trying to give you guys as much content as we can. So we hope you enjoy this interview. Please, stay safe, and once again, thank you to Budweiser Canada.
Now I'd like to welcome our next guest to the show. I feel like I'm talking to my little cousin over here. Look at a baby-faced youngster. Just got to town, how many weeks ago?
Yeah, I just started the season, rolled in 1 week before training camp, went up to Traverse City for the rookie tournament. Been here ever since and kind of just waiting for the living letter to show up at the house, so I know I'm here full time.
That's the voice of Kirby Dach, was just taken third overall in the draft. How's it going, brother?
Good. You guys?
Excellent,
it's doing
excellent.
great. It's doing great. So to lead into this, before we get into you as a player and your career that's just beginning to blossom, we're sitting down and we're getting ready to record. Everyone's listening. He says, "Hey, I remember when you were in Edmonton with people fucking hated you." I said, hold that thought. So you grew up right around the area of Fort Saskatchewan, right?
Yeah.
So you were always an Oilers fan?
Yeah, like my dad had season tickets growing up, so we'd...
And Dale's here.
Yeah,
I don't know,
he's
we
in
got
the
your
back
dad
there.
here. I love that shit.
Does he work in the oil industry?
No, like kind of, he works out of like one of the companies. He's got like a small trucking company out of it, so...
I was gonna say season tickets to the Oilers, man. This guy
Must be nice, Dale. Must be nice, bud.
Yeah, but I just remember like you'd sit in the concourse and people would just fucking give it to Whit. Just give it to him.
Hey, were you like, this kid's not bad, or were you one of the guys just like, this guy sucks?
I was like, he played in the Olympics. He's a good player.
Thank you.
You didn't boom at all.
Thank you, Kirby.
No, like
Thank you.
Just
No, he's like, dude, I want to get a breakout pass from number 6 on Edmonton. Jesus.
No, but I just remember like the whole city hated Whit.
I'm not making this up. I can't believe, God, this is giving me flashbacks. I'm gonna start ticking like that. But so, dude, it's funny to hear that, but it's great for you, dude. You're in the NHL, drafted this summer. Before we kind of get into what's going around your life right now and how crazy it is, first year in the league, being so young, Saskatoon Blades. So the question is, you have 3 years on Hockey DB. That's what we look at for a lot of research. But the first year, just a quick little stop. How did that work out?
Well, 15 years old, you can't play any games. You can only play 5. But they use this emergency status. Like, guys got hurt. They said guys were hurt, so they called me up like halfway through my midget season. I kind of just said, see you later, Fort Sask. Went and played in the Western League.
All right, so you were dominating that much. Like, it was basically like, this kid, he's too good for where he's playing right now.
Yeah.
That's crazy, dude.
It's like I grew up like playing underage my whole year. It's like I was like 12 years old playing underage.
Oh.
Playing like 12 years old. I was 12 years old playing against 14, 15-year-old
You were like
kids in
Dustin
Banff.
Byfuglien. We were just talking to Duncan Keith about that.
Wow.
Like, I always played against guys who were a lot older than me growing up.
So hockey from the start of your life, you've always loved it. Your dad, did he play, or just always been a huge fan? And
just he played, but he wasn't. Didn't really make it to the.
He wasn't
Western
like
League.
he wasn't like me.
Yeah, I wasn't like.
I'm the hockey player in this family.
No. He played and obviously kind of got me into it. Me and my brother, obviously. Biz met my brother not too long ago in Saskatoon.
I went and dropped the puck at the game, met his brother. He's a 16-year-old, isn't he?
Yeah,
so he's playing with the Blades right now.
Yeah, he is.
Nice player as well.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
That's a pretty good junior town for the Western League.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a big arena. They don't sell it out every night, but nice facility.
Oh, yeah.
You guys have Mitch Love, or you had Mitch Love as a coach. Last year was his first year. I don't know if you know him, Whit, but spent some time in the minors. And this guy, a little undersized, but holy fuck, would he fight? He would
tough as shit.
He would muck it up. Is he an intense coach as he was a player?
In practice, like it'll like be going along good, and then something will happen. You'll be like, all right, let it happen. And then the next time, fucking snaps, just loses it. One time I remember.
Bipolar?
Yeah, I remember it fucking clear as day. I'm sitting on the bench beside my buddy, and he's fucking snaps. The guy turns the puck over, skates over to him, fucking from me to you away, starts ripping him. You're a fucking piece of shit. You fucking suck.
No.
Within a week later, the guy was traded. See you later, buddy. Yeah,
that was it.
Yeah, that was his last time I seen him in the league.
So an intense coach, right?
Yeah.
Did you ever get on that end of the raft?
Yeah. Me and him went at it a couple times in practice because we'd play small area games, and I always felt like he'd fucking fuck over our team, so like he'd give the puck to their team. So I'd always give it to him, like, what the fuck are you doing, lover? Give me the puck. and he'd snap at me. He's like, fucking shut up. I was like, so then after practice, we'd talk and it'd be all right.
So you probably loved your passion.
Did you like that? Because I had coaches that were very hard on me growing up, and looking back, those were my favorite coaches.
Yeah, I loved having him. He was good for me. I mean,
he probably loved you giving it back to him, too.
Yeah, exactly. He's a pretty intense guy. I mean, Biz played against him in the minors. This guy was, a snap show, but he was good.
He got into coaching right away. Was this his first few years, or had he coached prior?
That was his first year as a head coach in the Western League.
He coached in Everett for like 5-6 years under Kevin Constantine,
who's also a nut.
Yeah,
that guy was with the Penguins forever ago.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. So this summer the draft comes around, and obviously you have a great year. What are your thoughts going in? You know Hughes is basically number 1 overall, and you know that in this Kako comes around World Juniors. Like, are you thinking I could go ahead of this guy? Where were you thinking you were going to get drafted going in?
Yeah, obviously my goal all year was to get top 5. I mean, that was kind of my goal, and obviously Jack and Capel kind of separated themselves end of March, and then World Championships really helped out Capel. So
that is like,
it's unbelievable for those two guys to have that advantage over us Canadian kids who kind of still have to play in playoffs. And then even if
that's a shot at every other country because the Canadian team's too good, by the way.
even even if we are available, we're not making that team any day. So it was good for those guys to see them. But then there's kind of a fight for 3rd overall between a couple of us, and got to know a couple of those guys pretty good and had some good times with them out at the combine. And
did you do the thing with Don Cherry at the Cup Finals? I did that.
Yeah,
how great is that?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Hey,
yeah, like I don't know if it was the same for you. For us, we interviewed in the morning after pregame skate.
Yeah,
then they play it, and then that night you go to the game. I remember Dave Keon getting us beers from the NHL. Great
Get out of here!
Yeah, it was me, Bowmeister, Upshaw, Lupo, and he got everyone Bud Heavies. We were just coming. I'm like, what a guy this guy is.
Davey Keon, unbelievable. He's still there and he's still doing it. It's same thing.
Best guy.
Does that mean he passed you a beer?
He's the best guy.
All 5 of us.
He's in the show now too.
Yeah, he's got some like little dessert. I don't know, like mint ice cream with some vodka in it. I don't know what it was, but he gave it all to us and it was unbelievable.
Fuck, he stepped up his game. I didn't get that. I just got Bud Heavies.
Okay, so speaking of the draft, we've had some guys come on and talk about funny questions they've been asked in their meetings. Did you end up meeting with quite a few teams? And did you meet with the Chicago Blackhawks? Did you have a sense that
they loved you?
There was just that comfort level? Because I ended up guessing who was going to draft me. I had a good interview with Pittsburgh, and sure enough, they ended up drafting me. Was that the same case?
Yeah, I think I only had 8 or 9 interviews. Like my interviews were short and sweet.
Well,
like
they knew you were going high, so it's a certain amount.
They weren't grilling you at all.
No,
I
didn't really get any tough questions. Like, actually, Yzerman in Detroit grilled me.
Okay,
really? Let's hear it. He's like, first of all, I sit down. I'm like, nice to meet you. I'm a hockey legend, so I'm like being respectful. Sits down. So I heard you smoke weed. I'm like, no, I really don't. And he's like, okay. Questions go on. So are you sure you don't smoke any pot? Because I had some of your teammates tell me you smoke weed. I'm like, no, I don't really smoke weed. And he's like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah. And then questions.
Like, why, dude?
Yeah. And he's like an intimidating guy. Like he's very intense and he's in your face. And I'm sitting there and like, holy, this, like I'm starting to sweat. And I'm like, I'm gonna have to change my shirt after this for the next interview. But then like after I got out and he's like, yeah, I know you don't, but I was just fucking with you.
No
way.
Hey, he gets out of the room. He's like, hey, you want to rip a joint?
It's like, hey man, just wanted to make sure you wouldn't rat on me. Let's rip this pen.
Oh, that's good though.
They bought it.
That's wild that Stevie Y was grilling you like.
Yeah. It was nuts.
God.
But everything else was like super easy with the interviews.
I buried the lead in your intro. I got to take it back, dude. You got your first tuck last night. I know it's jumping ahead.
Yep.
We got to bring that up right away, dude. How awesome was it? I know Biz gave you a little shit for it when you walked in.
That was worse than my first one.
Yeah, it was tough.
How awesome is it though, getting you first?
No, that was pretty cool. Even at home, it was awesome. The UC is a sick place to play, and it's always bumping. So, I mean, maybe over celebrated a little bit on it, kind of blacked out.
Well, no, I was saying
you only get it one.
I was saying that like it's an over celebration, but it doesn't matter because it's your first goal. So no matter how it went in, you were just gonna. And at home, you're right. It makes such a difference.
And a close game too.
And it's only your second game.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
So this year so far, you're figuring out where you sit in the locker room and everything, but you've been sitting out and like, are they telling you what to watch for? Are they telling you what's going on? Or are you kind of just like, I'm young, I'm not going to ask any questions?
No, they kind of, like the older guys in the locker room are huge. I mean, the core group they have here is awesome for me to learn from. And obviously Taser's centerman, kind of looked up to him when I was little. So
was he your guy? I was going to say, who was your number one?
Like kind of him.
3 years ago, who you like watching every time?
Yeah, like Taser, Sid, Kaner, Stamkos, like all those kind of top end guys.
So you meet Kane and Taves right at camp this year. You must have been like intimidated or more just like, hey guys, how are you? I'm Kirby.
What's going on? Pretty much. Hey, I'm Kirby, man. I met Taser in the hallway at rookie camp and like I was just like, how's it going, Jonathan? And this fucking, he's just like, hey, it's all right. And then Kaner, just like, so showtime. This guy's just the biggest
He's got a
beauty
nice
ever.
strut to him, doesn't he?
Oh, it's awesome.
Hollywood, and
It's
he
so
can
sick.
pull it off like nobody else.
It's
too.
so sick. Comes up to me and he's like, hey, Kaner. I'm like,
Fist bump.
I'm like, Kirby, nice to meet you. And I'm like,
Hey,
But shit
hey,
like that
hey,
makes
Docker.
you feel right at home.
I know. I'm like, holy fuck, this guy's a beauty, man. I gotta hang out with this guy more often.
How long does it take for that daze to wear off? Like where you're like just like holy shit, like, or is it still going on?
There's some times where it hits you and you're like, holy fuck, like I'm still here. But other times it's kind of been normal. I mean, gotten used to the guys a little bit better, which is
Once
awesome.
you're on the ice, it's like you just got to focus on your
Yeah,
job, right?
exactly.
You're living with Brent Seabrook.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you're how many kids does he have?
Three.
Well, he's
Three
got
kids.
four.
Yeah.
Or he basically hired
Four.
the Blackhawks to hire a babysitter.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, we're going out tonight, Docker. So just make sure the kids are asleep by 8.
And you can YouTube how to change a diaper.
Yeah,
Don't give
exactly.
any pot either.
Yeah. No.
That
no
must
kidding.
be great, right?
Yeah, it's awesome. He's got 3 dogs, 3 kids, so the house is busy and it's a lot of fun.
Which makes you feel more at home because as cool as it is being your age and being in the sick city, you also, there's times you'd be lonely. I mean, like,
Yeah.
it's probably great. I think that a lot of first-year players that make the team right out of getting drafted, it's good to live with a family. I remember Joe Thornton lived with a family in Boston. It's like, you can't be on your own right away. You could just be an absolute disaster. You got to have somebody to reel you in.
Do you know how to cook?
A little bit, not very good though. Like I'd
You can boil pasta.
You'd be eating out every night.
I'd be lost for dinner. I'd text one of the guys for dinner and go over there and just mooch off them.
It reminds me of like Patrice Bergeron. He lived with Martin Lapointe his first few years and became a professional. Everybody and their mother wanted Tyler Sagan to like live within the family. He's like, no, I lived on his own. Got kicked out of apartment his first year.
He got traded to Dallas.
Yeah, it's like, all right, might want to live with a vet.
So, like, you're living with Siebes right now. Every day you're driving to the rink with him, I assume.
Yeah.
Have you bought anything since you signed? Anything?
Yeah.
What have you gone with?
I
Car?
mean, no, I'm waiting to buy a car. I got a few more dollars before I buy what I want to buy. But
Well, okay, well, what is that?
I want to buy a G-Wagon.
Wow.
Yo,
What
we
does the old
were
man
getting
think of this?
we were getting an Uber today. Uber Black, obviously. G-Wag was in front of us. I'm like, that's a sick whip.
Yeah.
I could see this kid ripping around. A black one?
Yeah,
How's
black
he-
one.
What's the old man think of that type of
What do you
purchase?
think, Dale?
Let's get him in here. Dale doesn't want it.
Yeah, Dale's like, you better fucking buy it, and I'm driving that thing when you're not
Just
around.
tell Patty Kane to give you a week's paycheck
Yeah,
and you
exactly.
get a G-Wagon.
Yeah, no
Honestly,
kidding.
I'm clueless about cars. What's a G-Wagon?
It's a Mercedes.
Okay.
Mercedes SUV.
Yeah.
Kind of
Oh,
box
okay.
shape.
All right,
It's a
yeah.
ball. It's a baller car. It's a
Yeah.
baller car.
I believe we used to refer to those as pussy magnets. Now, of course, we won't. We can't. You can't use
He's
that
young.
type
He's
of
young.
language.
He's young.
Very young, but very comfortable, maybe for the family to ride into. So
Okay.
you can be
Okay.
going for the safety
Yeah.
precautions on that one.
Yeah.
And
Gotta drive Seeps kids around, so get
Yeah,
something
you
that's
got
reliable.
a baby seat in there.
Yeah.
You got a couple baby seats in the back of your G-Wagon.
Oh.
Yeah, no, but I bought Louis Vuitton shoes the other day.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Are those them?
No, they're at home.
This is a good look right now.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, I'll take this kid's look. He doesn't. I mean, Duncan Keith was dressed like a homeless guy. He goes, I didn't know we were going to be on camera.
You should see the way he comes to the rink all the time. It's hilarious.
Oh,
So
you
funny.
said he's a bit of a hick, right?
Yeah, he's awesome. I love Dunks. I call him Wolfman or Commander Keith. Like that's
Commander Keith, I
Yeah.
like that one.
Kirby Dach running the locker room, played 2 games in the National
No.
Hockey. You asking the boys to change music too, or what?
No, I don't.
Who runs the music in there?
Murphy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He got hurt last night.
Yeah, he
This
did.
was the Vegas Golden Knights OT loss. So, how much money you have on the board last night? Or first game?
First game, 1,500.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
1,000 for the boys, 500 for the trainers.
That a boy.
taking
That
care
a
of the
boy. That's
trainers,
how you
too.
know this guy knows. He's thinking
Yeah.
of the trainers right away.
Wait, now taking
you
it
guys
back.
win?
No, taking it back.
Shucks.
Hey, who did you ask? What do I put on the
Who
board?
do I ask? Siebes.
Yeah, see, you always get. Hey, what? And then whatever
As
he
he
says,
asked, he's like, please don't say 5,000. Please don't say 5,000. Like 50. I was like, I can do that.
he's like, "Come on, I need to get the G-Wagon."
So you don't get the G-Wagon yet. What have you bought other than the Louis Vuitton shoes? You must have like treated yourself to something, no?
No, just that and kind of just saving up. I don't know. I don't.
Compound interest,
Yeah.
kid. Don't
Yeah.
fucking spend it all. I'm telling you.
What was first road trip?
First road. Well, we were over in Europe in Prague for a couple
So that
weeks.
must have been fun, huh? Getting
Yeah.
to know the guys.
Yeah, that was a fun time.
Did you guys have a nice night out after the game?
Yeah, we went out because we got to Prague like 2 or 3 days before, so we had a day off, day and a half off.
Team
I
dinner.
guess. Yeah, team dinner and then a team night out, and
Come on.
so it was pretty good.
That's awesome.
That's kind of like my first experience making the NHL in Pittsburgh.
Oh, you went to Stockholm.
And I feel like the older guys, when you get a new guy on the team, they're always going to be like, let's show this guy what this is really about. Was that the case in Prague?
Yeah, a little bit.
Any other rookies right now on the team?
Like Nylander's kind of classified as a rookie, and same with that Kubalik kid. But
so Nylander's got some skill, huh? Like in practice, you're like, holy shit,
so good on his edges, it's crazy.
Yeah, so there's definitely. I mean, that was a big trade for them, right? So I think that's a guy that you're seeing. Like they're looking at you, they're looking at him as some younger guys here that could make a huge difference for a couple of years. I mean, it must feel good to know that you're such a high pick. It's like, dude, I'm going to be part of the core here for a long time.
Yeah, that's a good feeling. I mean, obviously, I want to spend my whole career here. It's such a nice place to live, and it's unbelievable.
Did you know about this city at all? Had you ever been here?
No,
how
not a
beautiful!
Clue.
I mean,
it's so beautiful. It's
not
nice.
in Saskatoon anymore, Dad.
No, ain't no Saskatoon or Fort Saskatchewan.
I went to what's that bar called there?
Hudson's.
Oh, buddy.
Is Fort
There's
Sask?
some beautiful girls in Sask.
Where Upshaw's from?
Well, no,
that's where Lupul's from.
That's where
Loops is from.
Yeah.
Loops is from.
we were in Saskatoon. Where the Saskatoon Blades play, and
Hudson's.
I love Canadian women. They are,
and they love you, and they love you, Vince, and they love you.
And it doesn't matter what line you play on; they just love you if you play hockey.
If you got a tattoo, game over.
No, it's true though. You play hockey and you got a tattoo, you're in with the women in Canada. It's unbelievable, especially in Western Canada.
It's an incredible country for that.
Yeah, unbelievable.
I mean, it's like being a soccer player in England or something.
Yeah.
You're like, this is the go zone.
Handsome fellow. That is it. How do you pronounce it? Waters.
Waters.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah,
I'm not good with the last name.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's
on the Blades?
He's a captain of the Blades, and he took the ceremonial face off, and I'm like, this kid's a handsome devil. This guy must be doing all right.
Kid must be whacking.
But he's got a girlfriend.
Oh, what a nerd!
No, I met his parents in the elevator.
Yeah.
Great family.
Yeah, unbelievable. Super nice.
Well, it's funny that you bring up the Blades because, I mean, you know the guys so well that are there. Are you staying in touch? And they must be like, dude, how is it playing against so and so? I mean, is that pretty cool? Like seeing how they're. I mean, you're checking all their box scores still.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, my little brother plays on the team, so I'm always checking up with him. And then my best buddy who I grew up with from home, Eric Florchek, still plays on the team, and he's drafted to Washington. So
really?
I got to play my first game against Washington, so he's kind of rooting against me but cheering for me at the same time. But
is this your brother's first year?
Yeah, it is.
And what's his name?
Colton.
So a little bit of a bummer that you're not playing with him.
Yeah, that sucks. It would have been our first year playing together, but at the same time, can't really pass up playing in the NHL.
Are we going to be looking out for him in a couple years draft-wise? He got some game, too?
Yeah.
Big boy like you?
Big boy. The only difference is he's a lefty shot. I'm a righty. He's a lefty.
So you guys would work good together then.
Yeah, maybe.
What's the best part of your game? I mean, you're big, you can skate, but is it more like can you consider yourself more of a playmaker, goal scorer? What do you think the ceiling for yourself is going to be?
Yeah, I think myself's more of a playmaker. Yeah. I don't know. I've always kind of played with guys who've been good shooters and get open, so I just seem to make plays that way and give them the puck in the right spots all the time.
I looked and I watched, the draft stuff, and for me, like being out of the game, it's tough because there's so many young kids you don't know a lot about. And when you're playing, you know everyone that's coming up. So I you listen to what people say about you, and what I heard and what I've seen in highlights, and there's like Ryan Getzlaff. Is that a guy that you kind of like? I could be. I think that's like a player I could mold myself after. Yeah. Big fucking rangy guy that can play, make, score, like hit, physical.
Yeah, obviously, kind of watched Getsy grow up a little bit, Western Canadian guy. So got to watch him play when I was a little bit younger. And then more recently, like Mark Scheifele and Ryan Johansson, like a couple of younger guys who are pretty good players. And obviously, I kind of model my game after that 200-foot centerman.
2 games in the NHL so far. As we interview you, what's been the most overwhelming as far as the game standpoint? Have you been like your time and space taken away? It's so fast.
It's just the pace of the game is ridiculous.
What's been the hardest thing to grasp? And you're like, I need to work on this.
I think just the pace of the game for myself. I mean, you don't really know what it's going to be like until you step out there and just how big and strong everybody is. I mean, first game I'm line matching against Ovechkin and Backstrom and Ocean, and these guys are just blowing by me, and they're so strong in their sticks and how well they skate. It's crazy. So for me, that's just the biggest part, is just growing mature.
It's like just a buddy and myself were talking the other day about even NFL and college. Like, when you leave college football, you get to the NFL, every guy is as fast as you. So it's like junior, you can just dominate and do things that now you're like, holy fuck, like my time and space is taken away. But what's surprising for the most part, and I remember for myself, is being like, some moments you're like, I can do this. Like, you make some plays, you're like, I'm making nice plays in the NHL. So is it cool so far to have some time where you're like, dude, I just made a sick play. Like I can play in this league.
Yeah, exactly. I think there's moments in each game where I've felt like I can still do the things I can do in junior, but
That's
then there's moments where like, okay, well that's
Humbling,
not going to work.
very humbling.
But that'll be like that.
It's cool though. It's a pretty neat experience.
What's
great.
your draft position? You know, comes with a lot of expectations, a lot of pressure. Is that something you even feel, or you just kind of like do your thing and let the chips fall where they may?
Yeah, obviously there's a little bit of pressure. Everybody thought kind of they were going to take Byram or Turcotte because he was from here, and then they ended up taking me. So
Turcotte is?
Yeah, Turcotte's like 30 minutes from the city.
Yeah, his father.
How about the picture?
Yeah, so now
How about the picture I took of his dad picking his nose?
Yeah,
it's the
it's
best picture I've ever taken.
Well, so like we're all good buddies. Like me, Jack, Turcotte, Cousins, and Byram
From that draft
from
thing.
the draft thing, and like we were at the combine together, so we had got to spend a lot of time together. So like as soon as that happened, Cuz threw it in the group chat, and we're all howling at fucking Turks' dad picking
But
his nose.
I heard Alfie's a legend,
Yeah,
like
I heard he's
beauty.
Yeah, that's what I heard. The
Sega
same
God
thing.
too, Darren Turcotte.
No, it was Alfie Turcotte.
Oh,
his
my
father.
bad. My
His
bad.
father.
I go. That's old,
Oh,
old
that's
school.
all-
I
yeah,
No,
am.
no,
My
that's
I don't
fine.
know
He was
either.
He was a first rounder by Montreal years ago. What's interesting now is like that you guys are all buddies. I think that's cool, and I think that a sense of what's changed is social media, right?
Yeah.
Where when you're 14 years old, I was like checking hockey's future message boards. Now you're following guys on Instagram, like
Yeah,
you're getting to know
exactly.
people.
tummy sticks.
Yeah, but in a sense, like you're getting to know people that you're competitive against, and I think that's
Yeah.
probably cool because when you're talking to guys that are playing the league, like how's it going for you, right? Things like
It's
that.
like friendly competition
Yeah.
now. I mean, you're friends off the ice, but when it comes to on the ice, you're
What's
enemies.
Hughes like?
Jack's a beauty. He's,
Good dude?
Yeah, he's awesome. I love Jack.
How about that one clip that came out of him at Mardi Gras or some?
At Boots and Hearts and
Oh, was that Boots and
Toronto.
Hearts? He's
Yeah.
probably VIP already.
Yeah,
He hasn't even
VIP
fucking
yeah.
signed
Oh, I didn't see Hughes.
Boots and Hearts is an awesome country music festival. It's just out of Toronto, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's like all like the big Toronto hockey guys
And
going
then
like.
McDavid goes to
Yeah,
it.
apparently the guy who like runs the whole thing is like a huge hockey guy. So like he just gives the hockey guys free VIP passes and
yeah.
like lets them come in.
Yeah,
playing in the
NHL.
National League.
Yeah, that's National League shit right there.
Nothing beats it.
So you, early in your career, you're probably spending a lot of time watching video, I would imagine,
Yeah.
because and Colton's a very intelligent coach, probably thinks the game very well.
Yeah.
Do you have to sit down every day and just go through stuff, and who's talking to you the most? Assistant coach, is it Jeremy Colton himself?
Yeah, obviously, kind of each coach kind of puts their own input into me, and with Sheldon Brookbank, it's more just about the defensive side.
So I
of the
played
game.
with Brookie.
Really?
Legend.
Yeah, he's a beauty.
He
Stud.
is one of the best people I've ever played with. Quick,
Yeah.
sorry to interrupt you. I was actually chirping a guy when we were on Anaheim together that was up and down call up.
Yeah.
I'm like, go back to the minors, you fucking scrub. And Brookie on the bench, who I really respected because he was so tough. Like, he did anything for his teammates. He's like, hey, that's fucking bullshit. He's like, I'm a guy that's been up and down. Like, why would you say that? And I always remembered it.
Yeah.
Because he didn't just play like hard and tough. He played with like a lot of honor, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
So,
one of
like,
those
just a
guys.
quick story about him. I was really happy that he ended up getting the gig. He's been there like 2 or 3 years
He's
now.
coaching in Rockford, I think,
Yeah.
a couple years ago, and then last year he came up full time.
So he's been helpful?
Yeah, he's been awesome. I mean, kind of just learning the D side of the puck and all that.
Yeah.
Shit in the D zone, and then Crawford's obviously been a huge help. Just kind of getting to know the game and how fast I have to play and where to be positionally. And then Jeremy does video with me pretty much every day about.
Oh, really?
What I could do better in that areas.
And you like seeing, I mean, you're coachable. You like seeing
Yeah.
all that stuff?
Yeah, I like it. I mean, I always kind of go back and rewatch the games after they're done and kind of hot stove with the guys after and pick each other's brains and see what's going on.
It's awesome.
Love that.
That's
What's
awesome.
your favorite part of the city so far?
The Rockets.
You ever been? Have you been to Maple? You've been to Maple? Hey, you been to Maple and Ash yet?
No, I haven't been to Maple and
buddy.
Ash.
Oh, buddy.
No, yeah, but I spent a.
He's 16.
Well, no. Maple and Ash is a restaurant.
Yeah.
And I'm going
okay,
to bring
sorry,
you there,
sorry.
and I'm going to give you the experience.
Okay, I'll
yeah,
take
no,
that.
I heard
experience.
it's unbelievable, but I don't know. I love the city. I went to a Cubs game one time. That was pretty cool.
No Bears games yet?
No Bears games
People
yet.
are-
Packers
last
is
night they were
dominating.
booing Trubisky.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I heard
Little
about
kid
that.
at the intermission, they said, "Who's your favorite Chicago Bear?" He goes, "Trubisky," and the whole crowd started booing the.
Yeah.
So tough town for Mitch right now.
Yeah, that guy's in hot
in the
seat.
shit.
Yeah, he's in trouble. But no, I spent a lot of time down on Michigan Avenue where all the stores are and all that kind of stuff, and then there's a couple other streets where I spent some time too.
Hey, he went from rookie orientation to window shopping at Louis to walking in saying, "Give me those ones."
To walking right over and just getting a G.
Like, remember Malkin? Evgeny Malkin, the story when he was with Brooks Orpik walking on a road trip and they passed Louis Vuitton. It was like 9:05 and Louis closed at 9, and Malkin just starts knocking on the window and the guy comes over And he opens. He's like, "Sir, we're closed." And he goes, "I buy shoes."
Come on in.
3 years
Well,
Russian
no, sir,
Super
it's
League.
9:05. Like, we're closed right now. He goes, "No, I buy shoes."
I buy
and
many
he goes,
shoes.
"Are you gonna buy some?" He goes, "I buy shoes." And they let him in. He spent $5,000 on shoes. I think he obviously bought more than one pair. But Brooks
Yeah.
Orpik said he sat there and watched this guy, get his carbonated water and spend $5,000 on fucking wheels.
Any talk about rookie party yet? Or is that not? I mean, it's early.
Yeah,
in the
I
year, right?
mean, we got a couple days off in LA, and so
I've heard of it.
yeah,
Decent
so
city.
like Halloween rookie party is all gonna be tied into one. It was what I've
so it's
been
coming
hearing.
up here.
Yeah.
Oh, so they're gonna
Nice.
put you in an obnoxious outfit.
Yeah. So
Oh,
I'll
you're
be
gonna
in
be
trouble.
dressed up like Kermit the Frog or something, just
Yeah,
ripping
I'll
up
be in
LA.
trouble.
Boys, you guys got anything else?
No, this is great though. It's great to meet a guy who's going to play a long time in this league and have so much to say. I mean, a lot of guys are really quiet, so we appreciate, you being candid and coming on, and hopefully we can get all the boys back home listening to the show if they aren't already.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks, guys.
Perfect. All right, anytime.
Work hard, buddy. Put the nose down and fucking work.
Follow Kaner.
Well, we hope you enjoyed that interview. And once again, thank you to Budweiser Canada for all their support of Spittin Chiclets and the ECHL Player Relief Fund. We greatly appreciate it. And as I've said before, head over to the social media of the ECHL and or Spittin Chiclets to find a GoFundMe where you can donate to help out a great cause, the ECHL Player Relief Fund.